stir me from my slumber. I'm the eternal dragon. Now make your first wish. Your wish has been granted. Here is your host, Tim Bridgewater.
What is up, everybody? Tim Bridgewater here, host of Rock the Dragon, a Dragon Ball Super podcast. Of course, we're celebrating episode 75 of the podcast, and as usual, I try to do something fun, something extra, something special for you guys. And I usually take suggestions or recommendations and things like that. So this is just another one of those things that I'm doing. I actually got an email from Tracy. If you guys listen to episode it may have been 73 or 74 where Tracy wrote in, just kind of gave me some props for doing the podcast, but also I'm going to read a little excerpt from Tracy's email. It says here, I heard you talking about the 75th episode, and while I haven't gone back through your entire library, I'm an avid gamer, and with Evo coming up, I think it'd be cool if you did some FighterZ stuff. I'm not sure how or if you even do that, but I personally love the game, and just hearing your thoughts on the gameplay and characters and DLC, and maybe who you'd like to see and who you play with, and maybe some strategies or stories if you got some. Okay, so Tracy, this is for you. I always try to do what I can for you guys, so thanks for listening. So I decided that, so if you've been paying attention, you know that some time ago I did actually make a video doing sort of an unboxing of the collector's edition of Dragon Ball FighterZ. I do still have the game. I do still play the game. If you want to see that video, of course, you can just click back and check that one out. But it's definitely been a while since I've talked about the game. I haven't mentioned much of it on the podcast anymore, so this is kind of just to give you guys sort of an update of where I stand with this game, what have my experiences been like so far, and of course at the very end of the video we're going to top it off by showing an actual fight that I actually had online, so you can kind of get an idea of where I stand skill level wise and everything like that. But of course we'll get more into that in a minute. I will start off by saying this. It has been a love-hate relationship with Dragon Ball FighterZ. I have fucking had some tough nights. There were nights, it's love-hate, any fighter is like that, especially one that you're trying to learn and trying to get good at, and you jump online and sometimes you just get your ass whipped. That's just how it is. So I've gone from having, really good nights to having the same night just wanting to take the game and throw it out the window. I had many times where I considered trading the game in because I just was that frustrated with it. And what's funny is that as frustrated as I was, I still didn't practice as hard as I should have, right? Because the thing about me is that when it comes to fighting games, I don't like training. I'm not someone who enjoys the training process. I don't want to have to study a game in order to be good at it. I like to jump in there, learn by experience, and usually I'm able to hold my own fairly well when I do that. Street Fighter 4, and Street Fighter 5 are two games that I owned as well and still own and did fairly well in those. I'm not near competitor level, professional competition or anything like that, but it was a different type of game. I was able to get on there and actually hold my own and win some and lose some and etc. It's more it's the kind of game to where you can kind of jump in, and even if you don't know every single little thing, you can still put up a decent fight. Dragon Ball FighterZ isn't really like that in my opinion. This is very much a game that is very focused on combos. And if you're someone who doesn't like that sort of a system, you probably won't enjoy this game. I'm not as familiar with that, right? I haven't really been playing the Marvel vs. Capcoms and the Blaze Blues and everything like that. That these, everyone else who played these games probably were already prepared for this type of a game. So this has been sort of a learning curve for me. So I definitely had some moments where I was doing good, and then there was some times where I just hated the damn game and I wanted to trade it in. But I bought the season pass, so I kept telling myself, just keep the game. Don't get frustrated. Eventually you will start to pick this thing up, and eventually I did kind of start to pick this thing up. So I will start off by saying that. Now, obviously, one of the first things that I did was I jumped into the story mode, right? Because this is something that I was looking forward to very much. Obviously, the main reason I got the game to begin with was the online fighting, but it's always good to have a nice story mode to enjoy too. I'm sorry to say I did not enjoy the story mode at all. I actually just stopped playing it after a while. It just became really boring and really repetitive. And I mean, I still hope to finish it one day, but to this day, I still not have finished the story mode, which means I have not unlocked Android 21. I kind of just don't care about it anymore, right? I think that's the biggest problem I think I have with this game is that I have zero desire to play any of the modes, basically, other than casual world match. That's basically all I play now. I don't play the story mode. Of course, I practice every now and then. I was doing arena match for a while, just arena match is just sort of a mode where you can just get, you have a couple fights that don't really count towards anything. But it's just kind of like a good exhibition sort of a match that you can have, sort of one-off matches. Okay. And then of course there's like the party battle. I used to play that every now and then, party match. Those can be fun depending. But mostly I just jump into casual match now. I don't even jump into world ranked match because I still don't feel like I'm good enough to get in there and fight for points. I'm just now kind of starting to maybe get to the point to where I feel like I might be a little bit confident at standing somewhat of a chance in ranked match. I mean, obviously there's still going to be people in there that are my level and below because it's ranked match, right? But before I start fighting for points, I just want to feel a little bit better about things. But once again, I don't really like to practice, so we don't know how well I'll do at that. So I'm sorry to say I didn't really like the story mode. When I jumped into the game to begin with, I didn't know what characters I was going to play. I used to talk to some other people and they already had an idea of who they were going to play with, who their team was going to be. I didn't really know. For me, it was one of those situations to where I had to get in the game, and going through the practice tutorials and all those sorts of things, kind of getting a feel for each character and kind of basing it on that to see which characters would be a good fit. I think somewhere in the beginning, I mean, obviously, just like most of everyone else, I picked freaking Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and like Super Saiyan Trunks, just because that just feels like a powerful team. But the more I started to play with them, I started to realize that Trunks wasn't really a good fit for me, and neither was Goku, which was strange. So then I just started kind of substituting people in. Eventually, I kind of ended up with sort of a base team that consisted of Goku Black, Yamcha, and Super Saiyan Blue Goku early on. But the more I started to play, the less sort of good I felt about playing with Super Saiyan Blue Goku. So eventually he got replaced. He got subbed out for Team Gohan. And then I started to feel that Team Gohan wasn't a good fit. So then I kind of settled on Super Saiyan Vegeta. So the team that I'm running right now is Yamcha, Goku Black, and Super Saiyan Vegeta. And I feel pretty comfortable with them now. I'm just now really getting to a point where I'm starting to really be able to link things together and start to really use assists the way they're supposed to be used and things like that. So I feel fairly good about that team right now at this point. So I'm probably just going to stick with them until or unless they release some other characters that I feel better playing with. I mean, every time the DLC comes out with a new character, I do try those characters out. But no one has felt, as good to play with as my solid 3. Of course, this video is being made basically right on the heels of the release of the latest 2 characters in DLC, which of course consists of base Vegeta and base Goku. Yes, I know, I get it. Yet another Vegeta and Goku. That brings the total up to like 7, I think, if you count Vegito. So now we have base Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and then if you count Vegito, that's 4, and the same with Vegeta. A lot of people are kind of rubbed the wrong way by that, and yeah, I mean, while I do think it would have been cool to kind of get some brand new characters in there that we haven't seen before, I don't think it's completely new, this whole concept of having multiple Gokus and multiple Vegetas in these games, and there's no reason to believe now that the DLC is just going to stop with them. So maybe we still will get some other cool characters that'll come in. Recently announced was Cooler. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Cooler's coming to Dragon Ball FighterZ, so that's pretty cool. And they can keep branching it out from that point on. I will say this about base Goku and base Vegeta, is that for the most part, from what I can tell, they do fight very similarly to the other forms of their characters, but at least they do some different things, right? Their styles and the moves they have are much more reflective of the point of the series that those characters were at sort of their most exciting. You know, I can complain all I want all day about getting my ass beat in this game, but one thing that's phenomenal about this game is that the characters and their moves and their mannerisms and their expressions and then everything that they do here is directly from the anime. Every little move that they can do and the way that they do it can basically be traced back to some episode in the anime where they did that same move. And I think that that's one of the coolest things about it. I mean, you know, I'm just talking really about Base Goku and Base Vegeta, since they're the ones that just came out. You know, Base Goku, you know, he also has the Spirit Bomb. Jeez, the Spirit Bomb takes up the entire fucking screen. Okay? In addition to that, like I said, he's got a Kaioken, and the Kaioken has different variations to it. So if you push certain button combinations in certain orders, then of course you can get different variations of that. And of course, Vegeta has the Gallic Gun, which Super Saiyan Blue has a Gallic Gun too, but it's styled in a way so that it looks basically exactly the way it looked in the anime when he used it against Goku for the first time. Okay, so that's one of the coolest things about these moves. And I think he also has his, I forgot what the Galaxy Breaker, I think it's called, the move that he used whenever he destroyed Nappa. So nostalgia is the reason why I think that they keep coming back to some of these characters. So I can't really complain about that. So all in all, my journey through this game has been a long one. It's been a tough one. It's been a depressing one. There's been some moments of joy and happiness in there where I've celebrated and triumphed, but there's been a lot of getting my ass whipped. At this point, I'm not a great fighter. I'm really not, so don't expect some elaborate thing. I am ranked green right now. So if you can look at this, you can kind of see where I fall. That's kind of right in the middle, right? So I'm not at the worst, I'm not the best. I'm kind of fall right in the middle at this point. And I think the reason why I chose this upcoming fight that you're about to watch is because I felt like it was probably a fairly good representation of my skill level at this point, right? It was also a best of 5, so you know, it was one of those that kind of just went and kept going, and it got down to the final straw. It went down to the wire, so I feel like it's a pretty entertaining fight to watch. I won't spoil it. You can watch it and you'll see what happens, but you'll notice that there's a lot of mistakes being made in there. You know, I'll drop a lot of combos. There's a lot of links that I don't know. Trust me, everything that's happening wrong in there, I'm aware of. It's just something that I got to work on, but I have gotten a lot better. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play those fights for you now. I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned right after. I'll come back and kind of close this thing out. Of course, I did not record these fights live as they were happening. I actually had to go back later through the replay channel and download the videos separately. So you're not going to see our gamer tags at the top, at least not naturally. I may actually add them in after the fact. So if that looks a little bit weird, that's why. Until I figure out a better way to do this in the future, that's kind of what I did here. But enjoy these fights, guys, and I'll see you in a minute.
The battle's about to start. Good luck! It's all or nothing. Fight! Get back down to the height. No! Not going anywhere. Yeah! It's all right. Not going anywhere. Bang! It's on now. I'll let you take it from here. Cut it out. Hey, bang! Help me out, Vegeta. Not going anywhere. There you are. Over here. What are you doing, Goku? Come on! What's wrong? Can't escape! Be gone! Jetting up! Goku! Don't say Vegeta! Be gone! Too slow! You're wide open! Amazing! Looks like it's my turn! Be gone! Ready for this? It is unwise to make me lose. Over here! Why not? This could be interesting. Got this! Volleyball fist! This is the end! The technique of gone! Cut it out! You're not going anywhere! Take it from here! Take this! Don't! Over here! Don't think somehow! Pathetic! Don't! Oh no! Neo Tribe! Bring it on! It's Watch and stop to wins. Bang! There's no way I'm losing. I've been saving this one. There's no match for you. You're getting strong, Yamcha. I saw that coming. Over here. Make sure I get the house. It's over. Here you are. Look out. I'm Super Vegeta. It's all or nothing. Fight it out. Get back up to her! This one! Not going anywhere! Here you are! I saw that coming! Get back! Lend me your energy! Not going anywhere! Here you are! Over here! Come on! Get back! No! Not going anywhere! Here! Here you are! Over here! Here! Over here! Not even close! Saw that? Yep! Oh no! This is the end! Sorry for the wait! Don't take chances! Can't escape! Volleyball fist! You fool! Come on! Can't escape! Foolish! Let's go! Get down! You fool! Goku! That's enough! Can't escape! You fool! Not too soon! Make sure I get the Don't want to die, get out of the way! Can't escape! Be gone! Don't think so! Be gone! Here! Take that! Take that! Too slow! Sight! Take that! Whoa! Too hard! Close! No more playing around. Don't think so. Impossible! Don't want to die, get out of the way. Be gone! Don't what? I'll deal with you first. Stand back and let me handle this. You! Kamehameha! It's on now! Kamehameha! Hold up now! It's on now! Over here! Come here, kid! Here goes! Here goes! Ready for this? It's on now! I'll deal with you first. Over here! It's on now! Spear ball! Not going anywhere! Whoopsie! Kamehameha! It's on now! Over here! Sorry for the wait. Not even close. What's going on? There goes. Drive it. Bang. It's on now. Help me out, Vegeta! Be gone! Lend me your energy! It's fine, Youngster! There you are! There you are! Eat this! Over here! Don't think so! Be gone! Jump back! Out of sight! Black! Push level! You fool! Goku! Don't think so! You fool! Here goes! Try this! Alright, it's my turn! Goofy! Saving this one! It's on now! Saving this one! It's on now! Goku! It's on now! Over here! Ready for this? I'll deal with you first. Goku! This is the end. That's all that fear. What's going on? Punishment of the gods. Take my blade. What's going on? Goku! I say I've got this. Let's go. Just finish. There you are! Over here! This is the end! Useless! This is the end! Over here! Cannot escape from us! Ready? This is the end! Here you are! Yamcha! Here you are! Insu! Counting on you, Tietchan! Punishment of the gods! Take your blade! Here! Over here! Another escape from us! There you are! Tietchan! Take me, Yamcha! Over here! Not getting away! Out of my way! Vegeta! That's my turn! Over here! This is the end! Come here! You fool! Don't laugh too soon! You fool! Don't on me! Over here! I'm saving this! Not going anywhere! Looks like it's my turn! Over here! What do you think of that? Be gone! Don't sight! Be gone! Sight! Cocky bastard! Wonderful! Push yourself! Eat this! Wolfbang! Goku! Then how about you? Don't you dare disappoint Vegeta! Be gone! Goku! I've got this! Take this! I really just took it! Over here! I'm saving this one! Do it! It's on now! Useless! Whoops! It's the air ball! Take you down! Get me down! This is it! Over here! All right, it's my turn. Over here. Let's go, Yamcha. Bang! I'm saving this one. I was no match for you. Here's where the fun begins. Too slow, Kamehameha! It's on now! Not even close! It's on now! What? I saved this one! Wolfbang! Over here! Spear ball! Get back, Yamcha! Saw that coming! I'll let you take it from here! You're not going anywhere! Lend me your energy! You're not going anywhere! What's going on? I saw that coming! Bang! You're not going anywhere! Come on, Yamcha! Over here! Here! Take this! Then come on! There you are! I saw that coming! There you are! Yep! Be gone! What is he doing? Be gone! Come back! Be gone! Don't think so! Don't on me! It's on now! Counting on you! I go saving this one! This! You're not going anywhere! Over here! Nice having you on my side! Goku! Not going anywhere! Crap! Take that! Take that! Sight! What's going on? Wide crap! What are you doing here? This is going to be Vegeta! What? You fool! Take that! Be gone! Be gone! Then how about you? Yep! Get to the over here! Come back! Be gone! There you are! Over here! Useless! Yep! Over here! Over here! Think of it. All right, it's my turn. Done now. I've been saving this one. Let's go, Captain. Come on! Wolfbang! Help me out, Vegeta! You fool! Hey! It's on now! Don't have to! Let's go! Not going anywhere! I was no match for you. Here's where the fun begins! Wolfbang! Wolfbang! Take you down! I'll stop when you're reduced to ashes! Not going anywhere! Crap! Take that! You cocky bastard! Final! Finish! Not a bad performance for someone of your level. Vegeta! Win!
Well, all right, everybody, what'd you think about that? As you can see, I managed to pull off that victory. It's a hell of a battle. I was in here busting up sweat. I was breaking in the sweat here, trying to do it. I will say that I was pretty excited about winning that fight. As a result of that fight, I actually did move up to yellow, so that was obviously a big win for me. He was ranked yellow, I was ranked green, so I guess that was sort of something that they took note of. So I guess from this point on, I'll just kind of keep playing and we'll see what happens. We'll see where we can take this thing. Either that or I'll throw it out the fucking window. I haven't decided yet. Just depends on my mood at the moment. Anyway, guys, this is just another little bonus thing for you here. Once again, if you're new to the channel, I host a podcast called Rock the Dragon, a Dragon Ball Super podcast, where I talk about the English dub of Dragon Ball Super. I talk about it every single week. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and more. Of course, you can check out more videos here on the channel. I'm hoping to release several other videos alongside this one. So just take your time, click through. There's plenty of content here. Please subscribe and share the channel. I very much appreciate it. Got some pretty cool things that I'm working on. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Guys, look, you're already here, okay? You might as well go ahead and watch another video. I mean, why waste your time going anywhere else? There's plenty of videos right here, right in your face. Go ahead and click. Make sure you head over to facebook.com/rockthedragonpodcast. Like, subscribe, share, comment. You know it. Do it all, baby. We're going to do it. It's a good year. Yeah, I'm running out of time.